Hey, this is Bill with Dine Drink Vegas. It is March of 2023, and I'm here outside of Bacon Nation in the D Hotel. The D is one of the big hotels located right on the Fremont Street Experience. We're getting ready to eat breakfast, and what I want to do real quick is take you on a tour of the space inside. On this channel, we never make you watch us eat, so after I take that tour, I will come back later with some pictures of our food, but let's take a look around so you can know what to expect. First, let me take a look at the menu. So one of the things which surprises me is that they have a whole lot of things which aren't bacon, and I'm not sure why that's something you would do at a place called Bacon Nation. All right, and we'll go inside now. One of the things which stood out too is it's a Wednesday morning. We still had to wait about 25 minutes. The ability to do carry out. It's a really pretty, well-decorated space. I like it. There's not a whole lot of TVs, but they tend to be on, showing sports ball. They've got the ability to push tables together to get to larger groups. And I think one of the cool seating areas, and this isn't where we are, but one of the cool seating areas is right here, where you can see into the kitchen. And I love seeing what it is that people are doing. Some traditional booth seating. Now we'll go back around and take another picture, or rather another video, of the food. Or the menu.
Yeah,
so,
I want to send you a picture. They got a reverse BLT. Right.
So, we have just sat down. We haven't ordered yet. What I'm going to do is come back in a little while and show you what our food looks like. So, hey, this is Bill. We just finished our meal at Bacon Nation and we're walking out. What I'm going to do in a little while is give you some still photos of the food because it was really, really good. But I want to give you kind of a hot take on the experience. So, all of the service staff that we met was lovely. There just weren't enough of them. And that resulted in some problems, right? Like, for example, my poutine that I ordered was supposed to have bacon on it. There was no bacon, and there was nobody to tell about that. We literally didn't see another service staff member until after we had finished our meal. In addition, there was another technical problem with my dish, the poutine. I ordered a poached egg, and it was hard, right? Like, it wasn't a runny egg the way it should have been. Now, I will say the reverse BLT that John had was amazing. The fried pork tenderloin that my brother-in-law had was great. So most of the food was really, really good. And I'll talk about those individual dishes in a second. But the problem was that there just wasn't enough service staff. So even simple problems, you couldn't talk to somebody and fix it. One of the other problems is that there wasn't a bathroom inside of the restaurant, which meant that when my brother-in-law needed to find one, he was gone for a while. So it was a good meal. I enjoyed it. I will absolutely do it again. But there's some things I need to get better at. I'll come back in just a minute and show you some still videos of the specific things we ate so we can talk about what some of the better and worst choices were. So, experienced viewers of our channel already know that we started this meal with a cocktail. And because it was early in the morning and because it was Vegas, that cocktail was a Bloody Mary. And it was one of the fancy ones, right? Like there was a nice slab of bacon on top. And it was a good drink. It wasn't fantastic. I wouldn't go out of my way just to get that Bloody Mary, but it was a nice way to start the meal. We then moved on to appetizers, and because, it was Bacon Nation, we got bacon appetizers. And the first one we got was the Three Little Pigs. So that's just essentially 3 pieces of thick-cut bacon with any glaze you want on them. The jalapeno was good. I particularly enjoyed the mango habanero. I don't honestly remember what the third one was, but I know that we ate it. The other appetizer that we wound up getting was the pork belly dippers, and this was just chunks of bacon, right, which had a couple of different sauces. One was like a garlic sauce. One was something very similar to a ranch. So those were good. If you're debating between the two, the Three Little Pigs was better. Oddly, it was less dry. And as good as bacon is all by itself, I enjoyed the chance to have some flavors on top of it. Now, when we got our entrees, the first one I'm going to talk about here was my poutine. And I don't want to sell this dish short. The poutine was fine. The gravy that was underneath it was good. And the fact that it was underneath kept the dish from getting too soggy. The cheese was nice and melty, but there were 2 problems. One was the poached egg was essentially hard cooked. And that's not a huge problem. That's one of those you stop your server when they come by to check on you and be like, hey, I'm so sorry, can I get a different egg? The problem was I didn't see a server until after we'd finished the meal, like 45 minutes later. The one we had gone on break. Nobody else stopped by. We eventually flagged somebody else down. So, kind of took it as it was. The second problem was a lot larger. This dish is supposed to come with bacon on it, which makes sense because the name of the restaurant is Bacon Nation. There was no bacon on there. There was no meat at all on the poutine. And again, there was nobody to tell about it. So I can't really tell you how good that dish was because I didn't get it how it was supposed to be. I just know that there was nobody to help me fix what were initially fairly small problems. My brother-in-law got the fried pork tenderloin. If you're German, this is a schnitzel. It's just with cream gravy. If you are Southern or if you're Texan, it is a chicken fried pork is what that is. That was amazing. I would do it again, and they were really, really good with their gravy. So that dish was absolutely worth getting. My buddy John, who is a frequent contributor to this channel, got the reverse BLT. And y'all, I love my friend. He has been talking about this sandwich for like 6 months before he went and had this meal. And while I never want my buddies to win, John out Whataburgered me, right? Like he won that meal because what it was a sheet of bacon, like interweaved with each other, and then another sheet of bacon on top, and then a piece of bread in the middle. That was clearly the winning dish of the meal. Now, the pork tenderloin, the chicken fried pork, was also good, but if you're only ever going to go to Bacon Nation once, I think that the reverse BLT is the way you go. So, overall, is Bacon Nation a place I would go back to? I said it in the walkthrough that I would. I hold to that, but now that I think through it, the answer is more of a firm maybe. And what I would do is I would wait and read reports that the service levels had gotten better. Because you shouldn't make a mistake like not putting bacon on a dish at Bacon Nation, right? Like that's not a thing that should happen. And when you do make mistakes, somebody ought to come by within the first 45 minutes or so to ask you how things are going and give you a chance to give them a chance to fix it so you can enjoy your meal the way you intended. So yeah, I would probably go back because some of the food was really, really good. I would just wait for them to work out their service issues. I hope this video has been helpful to you. What we try really hard to do here at Dine Drink Vegas is bring you fairly short and focused videos that answer your questions and give you the information you need to plan to your next trip to Vegas. Please support our channel by clicking like and subscribe. Also, we'd love to hear from our viewers, so put your comments in the comments section down below. Tell us where you like to eat. Tell us what your experience was here at Bacon Nation, and ask us any questions you have. Thanks so much, and happy travels!